Hi, everybody. I just wanted to stop in and say hello. I've actually been struggling with trying to figure out how to do this quick quarterly report by video. And actually, to be honest, I've been really overwhelmed by what God's been doing. And so I've been having trouble kind of putting it all into words. And so I'm just going to quickly just give you a quick update and bring you up to date on what God has been doing and where I'm headed next. First, I wanted to say thank you for the tremendous support that you all gave in my quick opportunity to go to Belize with these three lovely women, with Cheryl, Cindy, and Barb. We had a precious time, mostly visiting with other women in the village and a lot of one-on-one time. I had an opportunity to work with Pastor Hurdy on some very specific things in regard to his album and get some things wrapped up for his new worship album that has a very specific outreach focus, and we're very excited about what God's going to do, of course, through his project. And then also Cindy was able to do a couple evenings around the Jewish calendar and explaining the different feasts and experiencing a Shabbat service together, and just was really a precious time with the women. We had 40 or 50 women come out those 2 evenings as well. So thank you again. And I'll put some pictures on my blog to go with this in regard to Belize, so you can just see a few pictures and celebrate what God did with us. I went into February coming out of Belize the next day and got pretty sick and just dealt with a lot of viruses and sickness for February and most of March, to be honest. So it was a real challenge to, get ACCI work done and continue in the vein of what God has called me to do. But was able to do that little by little and get over these ear infections and sinus infections and all of what was going on that I'm sure a lot of you have sadly experienced as well through these winter months. So I'm grateful to be through that, and now focusing on preparing to head to Italy for a month. In between leaving and finishing up with Belize and getting over illness and things like that, I've been continuing with our staff team to prepare for our ACCI gathering retreat, which will be in Italy. And we have over 50 people coming, including ministry partners, so we're very excited about that. And that just has taken just a lot of paperwork and communication, and it's just been lovely to watch the Lord bring that together. But the thing that I'm really excited about is each of our staff members, we all have our own personal mission work that we do alongside our ACCI staff responsibilities and member care. And Luke and I have been serving in northern Italy and in Belize, as you know. Since 2004, we've been in Italy and focusing in the northern part, and just kind of started to pray. And I asked the Lord, what things are going so well, and that kind of really needed in a good way, where our missionaries are just doing awesome work, and just kind of figuring, asking the Lord, is there something new that you'd kind of like us to focus on? And through a lot of discussion, the island of Lampedusa came to our lap, and our founder of ACCI, Tony Hedrick, and I began to talk and just go, what does the church need in this sweet island that's way off far west of Sicily and is an Italian territory? And talking with Francesco, our European director as well, and other missionaries that are serving there, God started to just open doors and this possibility of visiting. And I was invited with 3 other women to go there and just spend time in prayer and meeting the church there. And also we are registered to visit the receiving camp there, the refugee camp. That's a processing camp. Whether we'll get to actually go into the camp, we'd never know till the day of, just because they take everything day by day, and that's a good thing. But we're going to spend some good 5 days just seeking the Lord, and just would ask for your prayer covering and just hearing from God and direction of how we might be able to just be an encouragement to one another, to the church there, and come alongside maybe some needs that might be there, and just see this as a real privilege and opportunity to open those doors. When I said yes to this and Luke was like, yeah, go for it, all of a sudden this domino of partnership began to open up. And here in Minneapolis, I don't know if many of you are familiar with Arrive Ministries and also IAFR, International Association for Refugees. But Tom Albinson, the director of IAFR, lives here in Minneapolis. And so I scheduled a coffee and just said, teach me about refugee care and the refugee highway. And I don't know nothing. And he began to just unwrap, and for 2 hours I listened to him. And through that initial meeting, we've been able to stay in touch. I've been attended two training workshops now just to learn more about that and Muslim care as well. And so I've just been stretched and been really, really learning and growing. Through these relationships, I've been invited to visit a ministry in Rome as well. So after I go from finish in Lampedusa, I'll head to Rome. And then in Rome, I will spend three different meetings with missionaries there, and maybe some possible new ministry partners. A couple of our missionaries have visited these dear folks as well. And so I'm looking forward to meeting those that are serving with Reach Global and Agape Italia. Another huge breakthrough that happened, Pastor Sarah from my church, our children's pastor, her and her daughter Emma will be meeting with me in Rome, and we're going to head up to Parma, and they're going to teach a conference there, a family and children's ministry conference. And another huge breakthrough is, for the last couple of years, we've been talking about how could Awana International, the international version of Awana, be used in Italy? Would that be helpful to families? Would that be helpful to churches? So about a year and a half ago, I began a discussion with one of our dear missionary partners there, Mariella, and we just talked a little bit. And through God-appointed conversations, that is beginning to happen. So Sarah's we're hoping to meet with some ministry leaders with Awana from Naples, from Napoli, and then hoping that they'll also be able to attend this conference and just to start to look at how can we get this translated in Italian. Is this a resource? It's very, very, very adaptable to any culture. How could that work, and would that be a resource? And so Pastor Mariella is very excited about it, looking at that together and seeing what the Lord might open up. And then we'll head on, after a couple meetings in Florence too, then we'll head on, Emma and Sarah will head home, and then I'll head over to the gathering and close my time with our ACCI staff, spending a day together, and then everyone gathering for this retreat. So I just want to thank you from the depths of my heart for your love, your care, your support, and please continue to also remember Luke as I'm away. We normally we have like a 2.5 week max, and this is going to be a month that we'll be apart, and that's the exception. That's not the norm. And so please pray for him as he remains home with a heavy work schedule, and just that the Lord would bless him and protect us both and our families as we're apart, and that God would continue to lead and guide us. Thank you for being a blessing in our lives, and thank you for sending your prayer requests and needs my way so that we can be prayerful and a support to you as well. Lord bless you guys. Thank you so much.